Everybody, welcome back to my channel. In my first video, I talked about my stillbirth story and I told you about the hospital visit and everything that happened the day that my son was stillborn. I wanted to talk about the after effects of having a stillborn, things that your body goes through postpartum, and also the things that you may go through psychologically after having a stillbirth. I will be looking at some notes, so you may see me looking off to the side. I just think that it's very important for everyone to be educated on these things because I was 20 when I had my stillbirth, and I was unaware of all of the different changes that would be going through my body. Some things caused fear because I was not aware that was going to happen. So I just wanted to put this video out so that in case you're unaware of those things, that you can have some kind of clarity on what to expect or what your body is currently going through. So let's get started. So, some of the immediate physical changes that you will experience after giving birth would be lactation. You're going to start to lactate within 2 to 5 days of giving birth. So, your body is preparing you to be able to feed your baby. Milk will start to develop, and you'll start to feel swelling in your breast. It can be very painful because your breasts become heavy, and that was a very scary thing for me because I didn't know that would happen. Sounds crazy, but I didn't. I was 20 when I had my first baby, and it wasn't something that was just talked about. Everything that you go through in a pregnancy, no one really talks about unless you are reading a book or, maybe if you had a family dynamic where your parents talked about it or something like that. At that time, that was not something that was discussed. Also, you're going to have postpartum bleeding, which is similar to a period. It lasts about 4 to 6 weeks, and this is just your uterus shedding the lining, just like in a regular cycle. You will experience cramping or contractions, which is called after pains. And these after pains are very similar to cramping during your cycle, but it is your uterus contracting back to its normal size. It can be more painful. You can take ibuprofen or Tylenol. I'm sure your doctor will prescribe you something or tell you something to use over the counter to help with the pain. Like I said, with lactation, your breasts are going to become large. They're going to be engorged with milk, and it is going to be a little bit painful. You can use a cold compress. I personally didn't. I just went through the process and let my milk dry up on its own. We'll get into that more, but when my milk did start to dry, that was very scary for me because I didn't know what was happening. I am trying not to go into it before I get to that part, but I do want to say that you will have lumps in your breast because of the milk becoming hard. And also, when the milk is filling your breast, you will want to relieve that because your breasts are very sensitive. So, recovery and delivery. If you had a vaginal delivery, your vaginal recovery is going to be a little bit different as if you had a C-section. So with your vaginal recovery, you will have soreness down there. You will have a little bit of swelling, and if you had to get stitches due to being cut for the baby to pass through vaginal canal, then you will have some healing with that. I didn't personally have to have any stitches. I did have a vaginal delivery. I did feel pelvic floor weakness, which you may experience. I did feel like my pelvic floor was dropping a little bit, and it was really like a weird, scary feeling. I didn't want to put too much pressure there. With the pelvic floor weakness, you may have bladder leaking. You may have to wear a pad or a panty liner at that time because you are going to still be having that postpartum bleeding. But if you had a C-section, then that is a major abdominal surgery. So you will be experiencing the recovery from having nerve damage, being cut, and also your body healing itself. So you will experience pain in that incision area. I remember I did have a C-section with my youngest child, and that recovery was a little bit worse for me than the vaginal recovery because the pain was so prominent due to the nerves being cut, and it took a little bit longer for me to heal from that. But my doctor did give me some medication that would help. I also used a heating pad. Some doctors may tell you not to do that, but I did use the heating pad and it did help with the pain. You can also use like a cold compress as well to help with any pain that you're having. Hormonal and psychological effects. So you will experience a hormonal crash, which is a dramatic drop in estrogen and progesterone. I think that's how you say it. And that occurs immediately after delivery because your hormones are going to go up and down because your body has had a major change. So, this drop in your estrogen can cause severe grief. It can cause anxiety. It can also cause brain fog. You don't remember if you've done something or if you need to do something. You, of course, are going to be experiencing intense grief. As I said in my last video, I remember being so numb. I remember being so depressed. I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to leave that closet where I had that picture, something that I can hold on to. I just felt so out of control and lost because of what had happened. And so you're going to go through those things. And although they are painful, you have to allow yourself to go through that grief so that you can heal and that you can continue on in life. You may also experience headaches, chest tightening, a loss of appetite, insomnia. I couldn't sleep. I would be up hours of the night. I said in my last video, I would call my dad like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. I was always sleeping for short periods of time and then waking back up thinking about my baby and just crying. And so I just needed someone to talk to, someone who can help me understand what was happening and or just someone who could say, I'm here because they don't understand unless they've been through it. Just someone to say, I'm here. Your body image. You're going to see your stomach still protruding from just having a baby. And that could be traumatizing because you know that your body had given birth, but you don't have the baby to hold. And that could be something really triggering to you. You may not want to look at your body during this time. You may feel like your body has betrayed you. You may feel a lot of different things towards your body, and that's okay because you have to experience those things to go through this process. Practical tips that I would say to stop your milk production, because the first thing we talked about was the lactation. So, to stop your milk production, like I said, I just allowed my milk to just stop on its own. I allowed it to just dry up on its own because there was no need for it. And like I said earlier, like when it dried up, it did have lumps. It did get really hard, and I was so scared because I thought, wow, I just lost my baby and now I have breast cancer. I just thought the world was against me and I just knew that I was gonna die. Someone did have to tell me that that's just your milk and it's just drying. And that was a relief, but it was still like, okay, why? Why is my body doing that and there's no baby? Your body knows, but has this process of going through things just like the process of grief. You cry, you feel sad, you ask why. You go through all of these steps because that's how your body was made. There's nothing wrong with going through those things because your body is made to protect itself and to heal itself. You can also get nipple covers because during the process of your milk drying, you will experience leakage. So you may have to have nipple covers or breast pads, something inside of your bra so that your breasts don't leak through your clothes because they will. You can also ask your doctor if there's some medication to dry up your milk. You can donate your milk. There are milk banks and there are NICUs where there's premature babies who are in need of milk, and you can donate it if you want to. I don't know if I would have done that because I feel like that was for my baby. That may sound a little selfish, but I just wanted to hold everything that I had for my baby close to me. I didn't want to have to give it to someone else. And again, that might sound selfish, but in the process of grief, and especially in the early stages when you're in shock and you're going through that, that's something that you may experience as well. And that is okay. You will go through a 6 week check with your doctor. I don't remember if I went. I really can't tell you. You may not want to go, but you do need to go because you have to make sure that everything is okay with your body still after having given birth. And so the doctor will do the checkup and just make sure that your body is healing correctly, even if you don't want to get out of bed, even if you don't want to go through this whole process and you don't see the point. You have to make sure that you're okay. So, some medical warning signs that you need to be aware of after giving birth and that you need to seek help for would be heavy bleeding, soaking through multiple pads within an hour, signs of infection. If you've had a C-section and you are seeing discharge from your scar, or you're having severe abdominal pain, or even if you had a vaginal birth and you're experiencing discharge that has a severe odor, then you may want to check with your doctor. Signs of preeclampsia, so severe headaches, vision changes, blurriness or spots, sudden swelling in the face or the hands. You may want to see your doctor immediately. Blood clots, pain, redness, swelling in one leg, sudden shortness of breath or chest pain, you may need to go to the doctor immediately. Then let's see if you're experiencing flu-like symptoms where you have painful lump in the breast or you feel really hot. You may need to check with your doctor just to make sure that you're okay. You may want to go on a contraceptive or you may want to try again. For me personally, I wanted to try again right away because I wanted a baby. I don't know that that's always the healthy route to go, but if you are trying again after having a stillbirth, make sure that it's something that your doctor okays, especially in the time period. You don't want to try right away if your body hasn't fully healed and recovered yet. I did get pregnant a year and a half, almost 2 years after my stillbirth. So that's something that you and your partner should think about or should talk about when you're ready. You don't have to rush anything. You don't have to feel the need to do things because people are pressuring you or asking you, when are you going to try again? Are you going to have another baby? Are you going to do? It doesn't matter what people are thinking or saying. It's your body, it's your health, it's your mental health, and you have to take time for yourself and decide, is this what I want to do? And when you feel ready, and when your partner's ready, or your husband or whoever, then you can move forward with that. There's no rush. You want to make sure that mentally you're in the right space. You know, most doctors will recommend waiting physically and emotionally before you try again. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you do have another baby, but you're triggered or you're depressed, or you may experience postpartum depression. Who knows? But you want to make sure that mentally and physically you are prepared and ready to try again. And if you choose not to try again, that's okay too. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, you can always email me at stilljunesupport@gmail.com. I am a certified trauma informed coach. And if you would like to set up a free 30-minute connection call, then you can do so at stilljune.org, or the link is in the description below. I also have a free book with tips on how to go through this process and how to heal your body with somatic tips. And that book is called Carrying the Quiet. You can download that book for free with the link below in the description, or you can also go to my website at stilljune.org to download that book. I would love to connect with you. Go ahead and schedule your first free connection call. It's pressure free, it's quick, and it's simple. And I want to get to know you, see how I can help you and if I am the best fit for you. Stay tuned for more videos. I will be doing some videos with breathing tips, and also I'll be talking about birth certificates for stillborns. I have a lot of stuff that I want to share with you guys, and I really appreciate you being here. Click that subscribe button and click that notification bell to find out when I have new videos coming out. And thank you for listening. Have a good one. When you're pregnant, people tell you a lot of different things. They tell you about the diapers, they tell you about the sleep deprivation, they even tell you about the cries. One thing no one ever tells you about is how to navigate through the stillbirth, how to navigate when the nursery is empty. What do you do then? No one ever talks about that. My name is Charlotte, and that became my reality in 1999. So on June 11th, 1999, I woke up